Hello, guys. I'm back again. This is Gary. Uh, I'm going to show you how to identify a first edition and how to identify a first printing, second printing, third printing, and how to distinguish between the different books, which is which. And I'm also going to show you two older books from the 1800s. And I didn't get them for $1. I bought them, but I got a good price on them, and I'm going to make a good profit on them. So, but I'm just going to show you here how to identify first editions and first printings, second printings, third printings, and so on. Okay, so right here is a Hillary Clinton book, and I have to move this other book out of the way. And this Hillary Clinton book is a first printing book, and it's not only is it a first printing, it's first edition, of course. So it has a signature in it, but I don't believe the signature's real. I believe it's auto-signed. And the reason why I believe it's auto-signed is because I pulled this book up on the internet, and there was one identical, and the signature looked like it was in the same identical spot. Now, normally, really to research it, before I put it up, what I'll do is I'll take images and I'll blow them up to see if, like, the letter Y is right above the H, and where exactly is it above the H, and different things like that. And I could verify if the book, if it's an auto signature or if it's a real signature. Because if it's moved, if it's not in the same spot, then it could possibly be a real signature. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is show you the back page of the signature. And you could see the signature coming through the page, but there's no ink spots coming through. So it's really hard to say if that's a real signature or not. And you can see right here where the 90 is in the middle of the page. There's the letter H coming. I think it's a letter H coming through. I'm not sure. There's a letter coming through there. I can't make it out. But okay. But that's another way to identify, because, I mean, you could look at different things and identify if it's real or not. But also, there's a place online where I could take pictures of this and send it to them, and they'll tell me if it's real or not. I mean, if I really have a problem with it. And I'd have to pay maybe $5 or $10, but that's, here or there if I want to do that. Okay, so here's how you know it's a first edition. Right above the ISBN number is a line of numbers. There's one, and then on this side there's two, then on that side there's three. It's odd and even, but it goes all the way up to number 10 in the middle. And sometimes it just numbers go across 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10, straight across. They're not always like this. So, but because that has that number 1, that indicates that this book is a first printing. The number 1 says first print, means it's first printing. And it goes all the way up to 10. First printings normally go up to 10. I mean, first editions go up to 10. So it's a first printing, first edition. Now, if it started with a number 2, it would be a second printing, but it would still be a first edition. Now, that's how you could tell. And another thing is you could also, not all books are going to have this. Some books are going to have, it's going to be alphabetical. It's going to be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And if it starts with an A, the same as it starts with a 1, that means it's a first printing. Older books might have an alphabet in them. It don't have to be in capitals. It could be in small letters. But if it starts with an A on the copyright page, and then it goes B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then it's a first edition. It's first printing, first edition. If it starts with a B, it's a second printing. It's the same thing as the numbers. Now, the newer books have the numbers, the older books have the letters. And, all right, so now you know what a first edition is and how to identify it. And there are other ways to identify. There's different books that they always don't have numbers and letters. Some books are different, and you have to be able to identify them. So, okay. we're done with the Hillary book. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next book. And the next book is Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels is 1938. Okay, and this is a very old book, and it's rare. It's a rare book, and the pictures in it are very rare because see that? That's a very rare picture, and you're not going to find You're not going to find stuff like that all the time. And there's a lot of these in this book. There's a lot of pictures like this. Okay, and right here, I'm going to get to the year on this book. And this book here, this book right here, it says first printing of this new edition, and it's 1938. So that's the first printing of a 1938 book. And if you go back in here, I'm going to show you like one more of those pictures so you can see. See that? These are hard to get. People will buy this book and take these and they'll put them in a picture frame. I mean, and they might sell just this one picture for what I'm selling the book for. Who knows? And there's a ton of them in here. There's a ton of them in here. But okay. So this is a rare book, and it says in it that it's it says first printing is what it says. So this is a 1938 first printing, which means it's first edition, of course. Okay, I'm going to put that away. And now I'm going to get these, oh boy, they're sliding around. Okay, I'll go to Woody Allen first. Okay, the Woody Allen book. This is also a first edition, but it's a little different way of here's a copyright page right here. The copyright page has the ISBN number, and it has first published 1980 in the UK, October. And then first published in the United States, December 1980. And then it also has the copyright 1980. So because it has copyright and first published on this page with the same year, this is a first edition book. This is a rare book. And this was manufactured in the United States because it has December. You go by that next date. Not October. October was when it was in England, and here the United States came out in December 1980. So this is a first edition, and it's also considered a first printing. And that's a rare book. That's another rare book. I'm going to put that up here. And now I'm going to show you another first edition, and it don't say first edition or nothing, but you have to do like what I did with that Woody Allen book to distinguish, to find out it is. And I know this book's from 1976. Now, when you first look at the inside cover and you say, oh, there's no price. Is this a book club edition? No, it's not a book club edition. You know why? It is the ISBN number. And if they had the ISBN number, that means it's registered in the Library of Congress, and it's not a book club book. It's the real thing. It is the real thing. And so I got to do a little moving around because my camera's working a little not too good. Right there you see copyright 1976. Now you go down the page. On the very bottom you see the ISBN number 067 2988. Okay, so that's our ISBN number. But then above that, you look at this other number, is 75, and then it has a dash, and it has 43719. Well, that 75 number, let me tell you what that is. That's the number that this book is in the Library of Congress. That's the identification number for this book in the Library of Congress. But in the Library of Congress, if you go up to their website, the United States website there for the Library of Congress, you're going to type in 75, and where that dash is, you're going to put a 0, and then 43719. and this book will come up on that website, and it'll tell you how many pages are in the book and what the book's about, and it'll basically identify the book for you if you're not sure. And sometimes, not always, does that website say it's first edition. But believe me, this is a first edition book. But sometimes I make mistake. I've noticed that. I've looked up plenty of books. And I'm going to show you one more book. I'm going to show you another book that's a first edition. And I marked the page. So I go right to the copyright page. So this book here, I want to show you the front page. Fair Weather Flying. This is a 1970s book. And then I marked the page with my water bill. Okay, that's all right. So here we go. Now this book, it says a year, first printing 1974. And because it has that stamped in it, first printing 1974, and then up here on near the top it has copyright 1974. This is a first printing 1974 book about flying. So this is a first printing. It's rare, you know. Okay, and what happens? Let me tell you what happens. I mean, I'm not a real super expert, but I did learn a lot while I've been selling these over the years. So I'm going to tell you this. When there's a second printing of a book or a third printing, it's because they did the first printing and then they found an error. They found a word spelt wrong, a missing word in a sentence or something in the book. You know, somebody rechecking the book. And then what they do is they'll say, okay, let's do a reprint. And they do a reprint of the book. And now that comes up as second or third printing. Like this book here, you can see that number line on the bottom. I want to blow it up. Okay. See that number 3 on the bottom? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. This is the copyright page. I just blew my camera up, so I hope I didn't mess things up with my camera. I'll reset it. And that's the year right there. That's the catalog number from the Library of Congress over there. Oh boy. Come on, come in. 972371, and then that means it was manufactured in 97. It was registered with the Library of Congress, and you could go on the website also and type in that number 97, and then with the dashes you put a 024371. This book will come up and it'll tell you how many pages the book has and what the book's about. So this book was printed in 1997. And it is a third printing because the number line on the bottom starts with the number 3. And the ISBN number is a different number from the Library of Congress catalog number. They're two different numbers. The ISBN number says ISBN right there in the middle. And then it starts with 0393 and it goes on. That's the ISBN number. That number there you could type in a Google search and pull this book up anywhere, Amazon, eBay, anywhere you want. You can see what it's sold for, what it's worth. You get an idea. And you could go by the printing, the edition, what people are selling the first printing for, second, third. This is a third printing. But this book is like new. And let me tell you something else about this book. This book has a library binding. If you look right here and you see this cloth along the top there, that shows you that's a library binding. And the same thing, it's on the bottom of the book. It's on the bottom. And that shows you this is a library binding book. Okay, I'm going to put that book away. Now, I'm going to show you one of the books from the 1800s. And this is a Wedgwood. And I have my camera really blown up big. But this is a Wedgwood book from 1865, and this person was a famous person in England, and he did Wedgwood pottery. That was his company, his business, and there's wax paper that goes over over his picture. There's this wax paper. And that goes over his picture. And then right here in the bottom of the book, you can see 1865, London, and it's the Wedgwoods. And if you look in the book, it has pictures of his pottery. It has pictures of the pottery in the book. I'm gonna go through it somewhere and find it. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That's some there, a teapot and coffee cup thing. And then it has some real pictures of real stuff. Here's some here, but it has some really, like, real life-size pictures in here also. I'm trying to find them. Yeah, that's our, well, it has real pictures of pottery in here. There are real pictures. But it has some, like, drawings and stuff. It tells about the different pottery and how different things were made, different stuff. It shows how different stuff was made. Okay, well, that's the Wedgwood book. It's a big book. It also has a library binding, and it's 1865. And if you look at the cover, it's very strong. A very strong book. See the cover? You can't really make everything out on it. Okay, that's a Wedgwood book. Now I'm going to show you Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, Complete Works, Volume 4. Now this book's a little older. It's kind of has the same designs on it and stuff. I got this book at a church sale, and I think one of these papers say what I paid for it. That's not it. I think I paid, $15 or something for it. Here we go. There's the year, 1854. The writings of Thomas Jefferson. See, 1854. Now, Thomas Jefferson was already gone because, he's from 1700s. But I'm going to show you here, it was put into the Library of Congress, entered according to the Act of Congress in the year 1853 by Taylor and Murray in the clerk's office in the District Court of Columbia. So this was entered into the Library of Congress in 1853, but it was published in 1854. Okay, so there are my old books. But did I want to say something else about first editions? Yes, you really have to. Sometimes you're going to find a book and it ain't going to say nothing. There's going to be nothing that tells you it is a first edition. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go up to the government website there and look the book up yourself, or you're going to have to investigate and check out other websites and find the book and look at, like, pages that they have of the book, and if they have the copyright page, and see if it says identical what yours says. And also look at a couple, because some people will list a book and say it's a first edition, and it's not a first edition. So you really have to investigate. I always go up to the government site. I always go up to that one site. Well, I have to get that and put it in my put it in the description with this video, and let you see how to go there and how the site works. That'll be another thing I'll have to do. But okay, guys, Over and out. And now you know how to identify a first edition first printing.